has arrived at the 2026 Senior Flag Nationals, and the stakes are simple now. Win and you move one step closer to the national title. Lose and your campaign is over. We opened the men's finals series with quarterfinal number 1, the Victorian Eagles, undefeated through the pool rounds, come up against the South Australian Sharks. And Victoria were flawless yesterday. As I mentioned, undefeated, 3 wins, no losses. South Australia, who will start on offense, have no wins to their name yet, but anything can happen. My name's Kate Orman, and I'm alongside Coach S.I. Gilman out of Hawaii University. As we see the first ball fall incomplete. Welcome in, Coach Gilman. Thanks so much for joining us on the call today.
Appreciate it. Thank you. It's been a wonderful and exciting opportunity to see the talent and look forward to the explosiveness that we would like to see at this particular time and level on Sunday in this tournament.
So the South Australian Sharks, led by their quarterback, Sam Crumney. He has played American football for a number of years, plays tackle most of the time. There's a completion to Tyson Helmers. That'll move the chains within 10 of the halfway mark. Now, in flag football, you must get to halfway to refresh the downs. That is the first down marker, and then it is another 4 downs to get to the end zone and score.
Yeah, they got a good momentum going where the quarterback is hitting the hitch.
Here comes the blitz. Got to get over the top. He goes around to the left sideline, finds Jordan Santrak in his second year for South Australia.
It's the final down. I think they're probably going to dial up a short type of pass to get over that first down marker to move somewhat of that chain and then be sure to get in a position to the goal line.
Crumney just needs a couple of yards. That'll do it. The check down is good to Jordan Santrak.
And they utilize sort of an eye candy wide receiver motion, trying to confuse that back end and delivering a quick strike for a first down.
So first down for the South Australian Sharks. Got some momentum on their side now. That earns them 10 yards. Tackle made by Kevin Vo.
Normally that helps where you want to get the rhythm going. That whole short action pass play is inching to the goal line.
Crumney sidearm misses 2 receivers, goes between Tuikaba and James Young. One of the stars of American football in Australia, tackle football, is James Young, the 17-year-old. Top rising football talent.
And that's something. We have an eye on him because I believe that he has a potential, not only in flag but in tackle. But we look forward to his success as he continues going on for this day.
Well, he was exciting in the under-18 outback tackle. He was the MVP last year. Here's the down. Crumney. Completion to Santrak. Safe pair of hands. They're 10 yards out still from the end zone, though.
Yeah, and they're playing a bunch look, a condensed profile with some motion, the same eye candy to confuse the defense, and a quick out on the corner pattern. I think that's what they're going to try to hit on number 1, James Young, maybe in future plays.
So on fourth down, an important one. Trips left, 3 receivers on the left for Crumney. Blitz coming. He's got to get rid of it. Does so and gets to Tyson Helmers. Not really an option open for him in the end zone. The South Australian Sharks cannot convert.
I think there's a bit of confusion whether he was either out or in terms of being sure to be on the same page with the quarterback. I think that's where the situation was like.
Well, it was interesting, wasn't it? It was almost like he didn't realise he was on fourth down. He was happy to take a sack. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, miscommunication.
Well, the headline is that the Victorian Eagles come out on offense and they're undefeated at the moment. Sidearm to Jacob Atley is good.
Yeah, Jacob Atley is an explosive receiver. I mean, very tall. He's got not a good range, but he's got some good short and long attributes that supports getting the ball down the field quickly.
Their quarterback, Marcel Pasquale, has to get around the blitz, and he sends it long looking for the end zone with Tyson Garnham in pursuit. 2 defenders wrapped all over him. Incomplete.
And normally that's what you want to do. You want to take the second shot to the end zone on second down, close to the first. So that was a perfectly drawn up good play. Wasn't able to actually throw that ball into that hands and basket of that receiver, but I'm sure that that's the MO, the strategy.
So 3rd down, 3 yards to the first down. 2 opportunities to get it. Slings it out longer than expected for 2 receivers in Runchi, and they cannot get there.
Yeah, same situation. You know, I think they're trying to take advantage of that long length of number 10. He stands at, what is that, a 6'8", 6'9"?
6'11" wingspan.
There you go. I mean, he needs to not look back. He needs to run as hard as he can and last minute have late hands. Unfortunately, he didn't do that.
Runchi is 38 years old. He's in his 2nd year with Victorian Eagles flag. Newer to the game of flag football, but certainly... Oh, what a catch, almost. Right-handed, slings it in and dropped, unfortunately, by Tyson Garnham.
Yeah, that was not a really perfect pass, and that's something that should have been caught, but I think the quarterback, Marcel, should have been able to get it into his pocket, but unfortunately wasn't successful.
Tyson Garnham nearly saves that one, and that was 4th down. So the Victorian Eagles go scoreless on their first drive. Time for Crumney to respond. That's incomplete to Helmers.
And that's normal for the first possession where they are doing all hitches. And then that's going to be continued. A 2nd down here is going to be probably a post pattern, try to get half of that yardage, get it close to the first down.
Crumney with a blitz coming, has to get rid of it fast, and he's missed his receiver in Helmers, just threw it way behind him.
Yeah, one thing about playing this game, you have to be true to fundamentals, and so unfortunate, you have to rip that. That ball will be in his fingers if he looks at the ball and catches it with his eyes instead of his fingers.
Crumney all of a sudden finds himself 3rd down, backed up in his own end zone, has to go low. Oh, what a catch! It's James Young. He's got a toe in, and they are 5 yards out from a first down marker.
That's a good pitch and catch. I think that that over of the number 2 wide receiver is going to be open if they run the same thing. I think if they were taught right, I think if the quarterback looks at James Young, throws the over, they're going to convert.
Safe pair of hands is James Young. Crumney evades the blitz, goes long. He's got to
Good pass, good catch.
In the end zone.
Good look. He had a great opportunity to see a big target down the sideline.
Well, Timosi Tuikaba, men's national flag team from 2024 at the World Championships in Finland, has so much experience and knew that was coming, found himself open in the end zone. And Crumney hit him.
He's athletic. That's something that you can't not use. Number 4, he's been in the World Cup before, so he has great understanding about using his body. Built like a linebacker.
Tuikaba at center. And throttled down to James Young for the extra point. Under pressure. Caught right on time.
I really look forward to his success, not number 1, James Young. I mean, he really understands the game well. Very young.
So young, 17 years old. Rookie of the Year in American Football South Australia. Here's a look at that. Beautiful pitch and catch to the end zone. Exactly what the Sharks need. An early lead for the team that is unable to find a win through the pool rounds. And here comes an unexpected run from Tyson Garnham. Ducked his hips and made it through the first round of defenders. Just shy of first down.
Well executed. I mean, after the catch, he got some yak on it, some yards after catch. with that dip, it's really challenging to do when you're as low as the ground as he is.
It's a unique move to flag football. Here's Pascal. Line drive down the middle to Jacob Atley. AFL background, great hands.
That's the typical coverage for that defense. Playing a cover 2, the middle is going to be open. Atley knows how to get in space and get into a window to have success with that pitch and catch.
On first down, Pascal with a blitz coming, has to evade and go the other way to the corner pylon. It's tipped by the defense and cannot be reeled in.
I think Marcel wanted that ball back because I think his late decision making made it possible for the defender to recover, to have a good PBU on it. So I think he would probably want that back.
Always most difficult running right and throwing to the complete opposite direction. All momentum going the opposite way for Pascal. Momentum with his team right now, and he hits the tall target, the 6'9" Michael Runchie. And there's a flag on this play. It's hard not to get contact on that man.
Yeah, well, because he's a big target, right? And so there's a lot of people that are salivating with this idea, with mentality to hit him. This is flag football, so we have to be reminded on that. But that was a good route on his part, kind of a delay dig, they call it.
He's athletic for a tall man.
And for older athletic
Impressive.
men.
Takes up a lot of space with that wingspan. Penalty on the defense there, sorry. Aside.
Now, this is a perfect situation for a...
Nearly picked off by Matt Sandtrack in defense for the Sharks.
Great defensive. You know, it's one of those things I think Marcel, again, probably would want that back. But having that number 10, you know, one of the greatest advantages is just post it up, throw that ball high, and go get that rebound. So that's what I would do with his long length. There you
Pascal
go, right
has his eyes on the right side, goes there, and it's picked by his own team. A great catch. Hugh Gianfrido. Touchdown, Victoria.
This Victoria team from Melbourne, man, I think they've got some good talent. You know, that number 7, he's got some excellent athletic ability. He's probably going to end up in the United States and playing a Division III tackle football, but I like his motor, I like his ability to catch. Did a great job there on that touchdown.
Another youngster, 17 years old. The sidearm straight back to the same spot. It works out for Jacob Atley. They get the extra point. And Victorian Eagles tied up with the Sharks.
Now, he's a little sneaky. Jacob Atley. You never would know that he could play. He looks like a bookkeeper. But at the same time as he plays, I mean, he's just so sly, get into windows, got strong hands. Great job, good pitch and catch.
Sam Crumney back out on offense, finds his favourite target, Jordan Sandtrack, for the short yardage gain. On second down, this time to the right side, and Sandtrack's there again. Just chipping away at the yards here, the Sharks.
Yeah, that 5-yard type of play call, it's advantageous, but, you know, sooner enough, you need to get a little bit longer in that pitch and catch to get past that first down. Hopefully they'll dial up in this next play.
25 yards to halfway. Crumney finds Tuikaba. That's not going to get him to the first down. And there's a flag back where the quarterback was.
You're in good position to do this. I mean, they're about 5 yards away. I think there's a penalty on the field. It gives them an automatic first down.
So the illegal contact called on the defense. And that gifts the South Australian Sharks an automatic first down, which is very handy. Of course, the defense must get out of the way of the offense. There is a sort of like an offensive basketball foul. You can't just run into a man standing still. And here's a long ball. Offense must get out of the way of the defense. I think I've said that around the wrong way, but you cannot run into a player who's holding ground in flag football.
Yeah, it's a little challenging as a blitzer to come in full force and dropping your hips and maintain such a balance to not run into the person, but at the same time tagging and pulling the flag. So that person's coming full speed. So there's an art and science to that.
Even the flag pull, it's a specific technique that they train. Crumney goes long, looking for his end zone receiver.
Yeah.
It's James Young and incomplete.
Good pitch and catch. Just a little challenging not having a video review on this, on the replay, but, it's a great effort, great thrown ball, a little over.
Well, you tell me, Hasai, is this a touchdown?
This is flag football, so, obviously I would call that a touchdown because I like the effort. It went to the pylon.
Yep. It looked like he caught it.
It looks like he caught it, and his feet was in. It's unfortunate.
So Crumney on another attempt. There's a Victorian player down, but they're going to keep running this. The Sharks, they go through with Helmers. Stop 2 yards short. It looks
like they have a collision.
Yeah.
I think this inadvertently. I don't think it was maliciously done. It's one of those things. I think both of them didn't see each other.
It's a non-contact sport, but there is far more contact than you would expect in between the catches and the throws. Of course, sometimes it can be more dangerous than tackle in some ways because you're undefended and you cannot go up and push off a player.
Right, and I believe this sport, there is going to be some sort of contact, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's expected. And the way that I coach this sport, particularly on the flag, we need to be aggressive to the football, but you can't help it from accidental contact.
On fourth down, blitz coming. Crumney finds Sandtrack. And right when they needed it, they respond and take the lead back. Sharks up by 6.
Yeah, that play was developed and actually contributed highly through that quarterback, number 7. I think he read it right. He evaded perfectly. Good pitch and catch. He sat in the window, went ahead and caught it with 2 hands. I would like it to be where that ball is caught with his hands rather than his body, but from a technical standpoint, I think he'll catch more balls when he catches the ball with his hands and using his eyes.
For the point after touchdown, hurls it back to Tuikaba, who loses his footing. Did the ball cross?
That's a challenging one. The ball didn't cross. Yeah.
I think this might be called short.
I think you're right.
Of course, the ball must cross the plane of the end zone and the goal line. It did not get there despite the feet being in from Tuikaba.
Absolutely.
So they leave a point on the board. They are 6 up. The Victorian Eagles a chance to respond now here in the first half.
Great effort, great pitch, good catch, but he's got to have a field awareness about being able to put his feet where he needs to be and then bringing the ball after catching to the opposite side of the end zone quickly. It's a routine rep. That's something they need to do.
Victoria back on offense. They run a trick play. Tyson Garnham receives from QB2, and that's Jacob Atley that took the snap.
Give them a little bit of breathing room. That plays work very well for a 5-yard gain.
Pascal back at quarterback finds Gian Frito on the sideline, and that's good gain. That kind of gain is what they need to get the first down within 4.
Yeah, you're in a good position. I mean, you got, 9 yards left or 8 yards left to the first down. You want to be between that area, less than 10. This is going to the yardage.
High snap. Pascal reels it in. Evades. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's sacked. Way back at the 10. In fact, the 9. Huge play by the South Australian Sharks. Zaya Demetrio, captain on defense.
That's a big-time play. Big-time play for the Sharks because, once again, it's a QB thing. I mean, I know that Rush is coming in, but he needs to have some self-awareness and quickly move his hips, what he failed to do, but really like to applaud the blitzer in the way that he came with some force and some direction of speed.
Haven't seen too many double quarterback moves where they can sling it laterally and then run.
Maybe they're tucking those plays into the final, you know, not showing everything.
Don't want to show your cards too early.
But at the same time, if this is something you want to create some confidence, you might want to maybe once or twice.
See a lot of that in international games, more so than we've seen this year at nationals, especially the Mexicans. Love to play a double quarterback, and it allows that new angle of being able to run as a quarterback to evade the blitzer. Noah Wilson now quarterback, and that's a great throw. Huge on Frito. In fact, it was Pascal throwing, but they get the first down to the 15.
Yeah, much of those dual quarterbacks is based on athletic ability and talent pool. So if they got some good diversity on their squad, they can utilize that. At this point, they're being successful. Good pitching, catching.
Pascal under center, gets to within 2 yards of the end zone via Gianfrido.
Looks like they got some chemistry.
Those two have played together for a number of years. And Gianfrido has played the tackle format of the game, as you know. Here's Pascal back under center, steps left, and an easy catch for Jacob Atley to score and tie things level with the Sharks.
You know, people would think with a disability of not being able to hear for number 7, but I think it's an advantage to him. He's really focused about the game. So I like what he'd done in the last 2 series of play. He caught some major passes to get into the end zone, giving Jacob Atley an opportunity with a short pass.
For the extra point to put the Victorian Eagles in the lead for the first time in this match. Pascal stands, delivers to the tallest man on the field, Michael Runchi. That is a safe option every time.
Yeah, well, good developed play. Great play call. You know, using Atley as an out by way of disguising it, throwing the posting out on that to the pylon, the back of the pylon. Did really well.
So Victoria in the lead for the first time. Still in the first half with time ticking down on this first half. Crummy, nearly gives it away to Cooper Ma. He read it really well, Ma.
Yeah, I like his ability to just sit on that route, and he broke very explosively to go and get that ball. You know, he just probably needs to, again, catch with your eyes as opposed to... And be physical with that. Be physical with the ball and in the point of contact to the ball. I think it would have been a pick 6.
So Crumney with a get out of jail free card finds Sandtrack down the corridor, and he evades one defender for a moment and tackled 7 yards out from halfway.
Yeah, that's a typical, somewhat of a under concept with a 2 deep and one coming across. That would automatically get them a first down if they continue doing that.
Crumney to Akaba, back to center. Did he hold the ball out to cross the plane? I think the referee's been generous there.
Yeah, he got a good spot. Referee probably has some, I don't know, number 4 gave him some candy or something. I'm not certain.
He has to be careful with where he holds that ball because that's the second time he's had it behind him and stepped out of bounds. The first time, obviously, leaving 1 point on the board for the extra point.
Hopefully he uses his experience from that last play of not having that point to his advantage on this series. So he's a big body.
Huge, great target, very physical in tight spaces. Victoria take a timeout to discuss things and try to stop the attack and the momentum of South Australia. We are getting close to halftime. We don't have a clock on our scoreboard, but the referees on the field do. We will try to keep you updated.
Yeah, he seems to. This Shark team seems to put together a series that it's nice to watch because they're calculating each route pattern, and they're successful in getting more than 6 yards. So this next few plays down the stretch, I mean, I would like to see how well they do it.
Can they perform under pressure? Low snap, not a good start. Crumney, moon ball to the end zone. It's picked straight to the hands of Jacob Atley.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for the first half. What a way to end. Well, Crumney had to go for it.
Well, yeah, their time was on their side, right? Because, 5 seconds left to the play. Yeah, unfortunate. You're playing against the bookkeeper, right? And that bookkeeper is going to go up high and get it. He's excellent, not only in wide receiving, but on defense as well. So he's probably going to tell me, hey, did you see, Coach, that I can play DB as well?
And you're going to say, yeah, I keep receipts, bookkeeper.
Of course. That's something that we can play back and see if we can build off from it.
Kate Allman alongside Coach Asai Gilman here for the first half of this quarterfinal. Championship Sunday continues for American Football Australia National Flag Championships. We're going to take a short break and we will be right back with you. 1 point in it for this quarterfinal between Victoria and South Australia. Finals day at Blacktown International Sports Park for American Football Australia's Flag Football National Championship of 2026. And the Victorian Eagles find themselves in an arm wrestle against the South Australian Sharks. Just 1 point in the lead as they send out their quarterback Pascal to make the first throw and catch to Jacob Atley. Kate Orman alongside Coach Asai Gilman in commentary. We're going to be here all day. There might be a couple of changes on colour, but we have loved having you, Asai. Thank you for your insights. I like the way the South Australian Sharks have played so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're maintaining a balanced look on the defense and offense. Looks like they've dialed up some good things on the offense. So here's a big target with that ball.
He can run too, the big man. The 6'9" Michael Runchi with 6'11" wingspan has made it a second and short, third and short, in fact.
I saw him yesterday after the first day, and I said, how you doing? Oh, my body is keeping up.
Not bad for a 38-year-old receiver. Pascal, all kinds of time, finds him again. Michael Runchi, tall timber, gets out of bounds, and they get the first down.
Yeah, that defense need to tighten up. I mean, I know that they didn't send any blitz, and they're going to give Marcel all that time to make a decision. It's an all-day thing. After 6 seconds, someone's going to be open. They need to tighten up on their defense.
The Sharks have been unable to get a single win through the pool rounds as they stop the run 10 yards out there. A completion by Pascal once more. They've been unable to win, and it may be that the second half is where they fall down.
Yeah, at this point, the Sharks would be smart to tighten up with some sort of pattern match. Right now they're playing zone. They're giving Marcel a great look at the game, giving him more confidence.
Pascal, easy again to Jacob Atley. So much space to move. Nobody covering him.
It's a different concept about playing pattern match. And at this point, like right now in the red zone, that's something important to do. I mean, after 2 seconds, you got to latch on to someone. Playing zone here might be detriment to them.
Pascal looking for an open receiver in the end zone. He's got to buy time, evades the rush, and he finds Jacob Atley, who has a toe in. Touchdown, Victoria.
And rightly so. When I said they needed to be pattern matching and connecting with the body, they did that really well after 2.5 seconds. Once again, if you're playing against Marcel and Jacob, someone's going to be open, particularly those two. They seemed like chemistry, like the left hand knew what the right hand was doing.
Left hand and right hand shake on it for 6. They go up again, the Victorians, and they can put an exclamation mark on it with this extra point. Would put them 8 points in the lead. And it goes straight back to Atley in the same position. No problem. 21-13. The Victorians take the lead.
Yeah, that's a 1-2 punch there. That's something that is so great to have in Australia. Someone that has the ability to run and catch, but is versatile, flexible, long arm reach. Jacob Atley showed in perfection how to run a arrow route straight to the pylon. Successful.
So the Sharks need a response. They are 8 points at the deficit. Motion before the snap and then sidearm. Oh, it's dropped. Unfortunate for Helmers. Got to get those, Coach.
Yeah, he's a big target as well. I mean, unfortunate his hands are not working. But like I said, I think when catching fundamentally, you have to catch with your eyes. Look at every part of the ball. Don't take it off. Be laser focused. Once you start doing that, you hardly will miss a ball using your eyes.
Crumney with a tall blitz coming, finds Sandtrack. Sandtrack has been a safe pair of hands. Barely dropped a ball today.
You know, sure hands. I mean, I see number 10 as a person after maybe the first or second look on the secondary, maybe a check down, we call it. Somebody that can get you a possession first down.
Tuikaba at center. With a blitz coming to Crumney, goes down the corridor and finds Helmers, but can't hold on. Helmers' second drop on this drive.
And I know this sport is growing, and that's something that I'm excited about Australia, gravitating to the sport. Number 9, I know that once we get a hold of him on the fundamental work of catching, he'll be successful, build confidence. But he really needs to get into an opportunity to look at the ball more focused.
He's a league leader in touchdowns in tackle football in South Australia. Having a bit of an off morning here.
Yeah.
Crumney goes for the end zone, wants it all. It's picked off. Victoria have it off a tip ball from Tuikaba. And Dags Mambuai can continue this run. Oh my goodness, what a display of athleticism. Victoria take the ball at the 9.
Not a well-thrown ball into traffic, but, great thinking about being able to be there where the ball got deflected. I like the idea of being concentrated with that ball, ran with intention and purposes to the goal line. Like that athletic ability.
Well, the first hand on it was Cooper Ma as Tuikaba went up with him, and it was Dags Mumbuai, Philippine national, playing here for Victoria, fierce defender, and is showing off some of the skills after the catch as well. So they have 4 downs to go, 11 yards to score. A double quarterback move. Pascal, he can run this time, and he does so. Leaves the blitzer in his wake, turns the corner, and gets north to south. Touchdown. Marcel Pascal.
Yeah, when he plays with an intent to be aggressive to the goal line, I think it's challenging to get the flag from him. But at the same time, I would actually want him to be more visionary, as he was great with being elusive with that first miss. And as he approached the line of scrimmage, maybe pop over that corner route. But because that corner route actually happened to be open in that window. Because I know that he can make those plays every day, all day. But I want him to be more visionary as a quarterback. He could probably do that in the future.
For the extra point, Victoria up 2 scores. Goes to the corner pylon this time, and it's good for Tyson Garnham.
Yeah, and again, I mean, when you're at the red zone at about 2 seconds, you need to commit and essentially buy a receiver. And that's something that's hard. In this case with Marcel, man, he has such a gift about being able to move in space. It's hard. It's hard to take away a flag when you got athleticism like that.
Twitchy, isn't he? In tight spaces, managed to claw his way through. And now Crumney finds himself with a mountain to climb. James Young trying to do it Pascal, but the flag is dropped by the 10-yard line. Crumney goes left side to Ikaba, trying to dance down the sideline. Stopped at the 15.
Yeah, they're just trying to get that sort of chain moving, right? They need to get converting on towards that first down. They give them a better chance. They're at a 3rd down now, so hopefully they'll do another 5-yard or 6-yard thing.
Third down, the Sharks 2 scores down. The check down to Noah Wilson is good. In fact, no, that was Tyson Helmers. My apologies. Helmers manages to make up for his missed catches earlier.
Yeah, that was well executed from my number 9.
So a yard shy on 4th down of this first down marker. Plenty of movement on defense. Here comes the blitz. Oh, he's given it straight to the blitzer. Tried the underarm and hit the blitzer, Callum Hulst, right in the chest. Almost would have winded him.
Yeah, I think it probably got thrown into his gut. But, well defended. As a blitzer, he's a big body as well. It's hard to actually throw around him. Unfortunate. They were close to it.
So Pascal back out on offense. Has shown he can run and he can throw. He's going deep. Too long, though, for Gian Frito. We're trying to spark something, which is exciting. The crowd here loving it at Blacktown International Sports Park.
Yeah, I think if he converted on that post route, that should have been sort of a touchdown, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
A little bit more touch.
High snap, manages to reel it in. Got to get the sidearm around the blitz, does so. And finds Jacob Atley.
You think that's the bread and butter, isn't it? Right in that middle. I mean, big body, sidearm. You
Straight
see
on
that
the
continually,
chest.
right in his chest. They're in a good position for a first down.
On 3rd down, 5 yards out. 2 downs to get to halfway. You may see a shot taken here. Pascal goes short instead and finds Gianfrido.
Yeah, that crosser route always opens up when you do somewhat of a vert of number one and number two. Good catch. Good pitch.
First down for the Eagles, looking to cement their place in a semi-final. Caught again by Tyson Garnham. They continue with momentum. The Sharks seem to have their heads down now in defense.
Yes, it seems like if they need to spark some sort of interest in wanting to win, the defense, like I said earlier, needs to tighten up at about midfield and mix up their zone and man work. Unfortunately, they're not doing that early enough.
Side snap. Pascal has the opportunity to run now. He can beat the defenders so easily. Turns the corner. Beaten 2. Can't get past 3. It's everyone in a spin cycle on the way through.
Yeah, he's explosive. When he gets out in the open, on the sideline on a one-on-one, he can really create separation.
The kind of step that makes your knees hurt just watching.
Or ankles being broken out there.
Yeah.
On that 1-2. A lot of energy from that young man.
20-year-old quarterback. One of the exciting young sparks for Victoria. Fake throw and then tipped in the end zone. Great defense by Matt Santrak.
Nicely done from a defense standpoint. You know, I know that he wanted to throw him open, but the trajectory of that ball should be just a little more higher. Nice job from an undercut of that DB. Number 5. Matt Santrak.
So on third down, Pascal, one pump fake, steps left, goes to the right and finds an open man. That is too easy. Jacob Atley, touchdown Victoria. They are now up by 3 scores, and you'd think, Coach, that would seal the deal and send them to a semi-final.
Yeah, once again, they're elusive. I mean, you have 2 excellent pitch and catch group of people. And then you've got number 7. I like number 10. He's a secured possession down. And number 1 is a sleeper as well.
A lot of different weapons and a lot of different looks.
Yes.
On each offensive drive.
Diversity.
For the extra point, Pascal slings it. It's good for Cooper Ma. They have spread the catches around just about every player on offense. They have so much versatility, this Victorian Eagles. That's why they were the 1 seed on Pool A after day 1, coming up against number 4 seed Pool B.
Yeah, you see, like Marcel, as he scrambles, it's something that it's hard to do if you don't got man technique on the back end. And so that's why I've been saying early on that I think from a zone to man transition, a lot of these teams need to teach that.
Crumney finds Santrak. 5-yard gain.
You know, this game, you always have a center is a possession wide receiver. And all of these teams have good centers that know how to get into space and windows, catch the ball for a 5 or 10-yard gain.
Tim Tuikaba is one of those, and he's going to go deep this time. Tuikaba wants it all, draws a flag, and this is going to be moved up all the way within 10 for the Sharks.
Yeah, I think if you would like a chance of getting that ball to him, he beat his receiver once you seen him open. But I really think that once you see high elbows from a defense standpoint, you need to lock on quickly. If that ball was thrown a little bit more higher, good job on that corner coming across, contact being made. What call did they make on this?
Defense, 10 yards, automatic
So contact on the defense. They've given them 10 yards and an automatic first down. That will not be a spot foul.
Yeah, and I have to say that I'm from a defense standpoint, as a defense coach, I like that defense play because it's your eyes are back to the ball. You're going for a 50-50. That's an underthrown ball. There's going to be a bang-bang, and body's going to be in contact. I wouldn't have called that play. Unfortunate. It would just be a play over.
They prevent a touchdown, needless to say, and Tuikaba gets the first down anyway, taking a man with him on the way through. Accidental. Man boy goes down.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. I mean, this is a game that should be no contact, but at the same time, he understands that he's a little bigger than the other guy. I like the fact that he's being a gentleman with that.
The laws of physics dictate that someone's going to go down if Tuikaba runs you at pace. So the Sharks desperate to claw back something from this match. Completion there to Tyson Helmers. They just need to play for pride now. I'd love to draw back within 2 or 1 score even.
Yeah, they've got some ways to earn a touchdown. So they're back with 2 touchdowns, 3. They need to convert on this.
Motion before the snap from Helmer. Crumney looks long. This time it is caught by the defence. Marching, also known as Magic, with a magical catch to turn things over for the Victorians.
Well executed by the defense. They're playing a one low, 1 high, kind of a cover 2. And that corner slipped back. He read it all the way, probably read the eyes of the quarterback. Nicely done.
They've just called the 2-minute warning, and this will be it for the South Australians. Unless something diabolical happens, Victoria are going through to the quarterfinal. Garnham with the lateral snap. Pascal, opportunity to run, leaves the blitzer on the ground, and he finds a lane down the sideline, stopped at the 20.
Yeah, Marcel's the type of quarterback that you'll see in international play with the United States, where the quarterback is very athletic, has the ability to chunk yards for real estate. You see this often with that kind of quarterback. So he's displaying from Australia those skill sets.
And there's been a little bit of rain this morning at Blacktown, which does make the turf a little more slippery. And some of those defensive players being turned inside out by Pascal's movers. Victorians earn a first down.
And the field can go both ways, right? I mean, in terms of like putting your feet on the ground and getting out of your brakes. So on the offense and defense side, they have to be more technical about how to plan and drive. But that shouldn't be used as an excuse if you taught it a while. So that's something that I see that some coaches are doing really good jobs.
On first down, Pascal lobs it over the top to Atley, who is another tall target, not the tallest on the team, but a safe pair of hands for him on that check down.
The challenge around with the Sharks is that they need to match up, particularly taking balls away to the go-to receivers. So unfortunately, they don't got that matchup at the moment. Hopefully they can do it at the red zone.
Second down, Pascal looks left, finds a man, and trying to work his way around is Cooper Ma, stopped at the 10. Got Kevin Vo at centre, and Pascal is going to change the call at the line of scrimmage. Has a whisper to Noel Wilson. Something special might be pulled out. Here's a double quarterback, but it's blown up before they can get anything exciting going.
Excited to see what the call is on this. Oh, illegal procedure. 5-yard penalty. It's one of those starting too early. I think the motion went too early. Didn't see it, but apparently it's something that he saw. And that happens when you have newer guys coming in. They don't know the timing. So
Pascal and Wilson have another word to each other before this snap. Pascal under center finds Vo. Double quarterback move. Vo can run, and he's got a lane. So much space to go to the end zone, and he gets there. Somehow, someway, Vo gets to the house for 6.
is that Johnson Wang? What's his name? Kevin Vo. What an athletic play. I mean, that whole dip of your hip going into the end zone, that's hard to get that flag. Did a great job to redirect himself. I think he was trying to go to that right corner on the pylon, then turned it into the middle. Nicely done.
So they're going from the 10. This offers the opportunity for 2 extra points, and Vo has it in his hands once more. He's got time. Blitzer comes to him finally, and he's got to sling it to the end zone. It doesn't cross the plane. Receiver was not far enough in. Cooper Ma just inches shy.
Oh, man. Nicely done at number 4. I mean, I know that he wanted to make a decision. This is the run play before. It's how he changes direction with that dip going into the end zone. That was all him. Nicely done. Very athletic. Has a self-awareness about how to get to the end zone effectively.
I mean, defender Ryan Feuerherd from Sharks did really well to close down that corner route, but you cannot do much about the dipped hips there. So Crumney finds Young, gets out of bounds. They want to maximize the use of time here in the 2 minutes. There's probably less than a minute left. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they're just playing for pride and maybe some good repetition and making some good habits for the future games. Hopefully they can catch it with their hands, which they do effectively with number 10.
Sandtrack has been a safe catch for Crumney all day.
Yeah, very secure possession receiver.
They take a timeout to maximize the time. 21 seconds left. Probably can get a few plays off in that time.
And I see some substitutions. You can see Marcel playing corner out there for the Victoria Eagles.
Marcel Pasquale, usually their quarterback, comes out on defense. Is that a smart move? Do you want to keep your quarterback good for the rest of the day?
Yeah, this is 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
So whatever decision they're making, hopefully I wouldn't play with a lot of contact. Just play with vision.
Crumney wants it all to finish with a bang. He does so. Tyson Helmers clamps it, and after a couple of drops earlier in the game, he makes up for it with 6 on the board to end this match.
Hey, great play. Because, they thought that they were going to the sticks to the first down. Little hesitation on the cornerback. Got a big target, number 9. Number 9 did a really good job. I think that's something that you can't fall asleep, even at 20 seconds left.
They take it from the 10, the 2-point on offer for the point after touchdown. There's players everywhere, and the ball falls to the turf. A lot of confusion in the end zone there and a little bit of contact, but everyone shakes hands as they get up.
Yeah, good effort from both teams. That was a wheel route of the last one, and then this catch right here with a great throw. The DB was not in phase. Unfortunate, he should be putting his body right on that receiver, and so they have a chance at a 50-50 ball. Good throw, good catch with Tyson Helmers.
There's a move that you'd play defensively in Aussie rules football, which we'd call a fist in that situation. Defensively, you're not trying to catch the ball, you're just trying to punch it out. And I often think that we could use that more in flag football. Too many defensive players trying to catch and go for the pick when they could stop the touchdown.
Yeah, and the best way to deal with that is it's a technical move, and that's something that I teach, which is this idea about squeezing them to the sideline before you put your eyes to the sky. And the way that you squeeze to the sideline is that you take your nearest shoulder to the other person's shoulder as you're running down the sideline. Use the sideline as your man or an extra defender. Simultaneously push the guy out inadvertently with using a squeeze on the shoulder, popping your eyes to the 45, and you'll be in a great position for the ball. You can't do that if you're out of phase. And out of phase is just, you're just maybe a yard away or maybe arm's length away. So I teach the concept of being in phase quickly and then squeezing, popping your eyes to the 45. You'll be in a position to take the ball away. Either breaking the ball through the basket or getting an interception.
The Eagles trying to take a knee and earning some contact anyway. That will do it for this game. Foregone conclusion from halftime. The Victorian Eagles white men move on to the semi-finals. South Australian Sharks end their campaign here at Blacktown Sports Park.
You know, I like the gentlemen in part of the game, and they played all the way to the end. Love the opportunity to see this game flourish as the momentum's taking this in the country of Australia. For us to be a part of that, to support it, it's great to be with you today.
It's great to have you with us, Coach. I hope you can join us for some more games today because Championship Sunday is only just getting started. We have matches all day. 5 p.m. will be the final. 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. men's and women's. So stay with us. We'll have all of it streamed live with commentary from Field 1 and all of the other fields streamed live on YouTube, American Football Australia. We hope you enjoy the coverage. My name's Kate Allman, and we'll be back with you for the next game at the top of the hour.